In the year 1997, a Canadian toy company by the name of Irwin gave us a doll line inspired by the characters from Sailor Moon. These dolls are nicknamed the Ugly Face dolls by Sailor Moon fans and doll collectors alike. They were created with the sole purpose to cross-promote that god-awful Deke dub of the Sailor Moon TV show you probably watched on Toonami and Cartoon Network. What made this doll line so special was that they actually gave us villains, unlike the Japanese dolls, including the Black Moon Clan, characters like Black Lady, Demande, Rubius, and Esmeralda. However, they forgot Demande's little brother Saphir. So today I will be creating him for you, because luckily I have a spare Demande body. He's already got his signature Black Moon Clan earrings and Black Moon crescent tattoo on his forehead, so he's perfect.
Fighting senses by moonlight, poning humans by daylight, wreaking havoc like a thug life. They are the ones, the Black Moon Clan.
As with any one-of-a-kind custom doll creation, we start at the very beginning, because that is a very fine place to start. We decapitate him by twisting his head firmly to one side, and it comes off effortlessly. We've also got to amputate his hairs all the way down to the base as far as we can, leaving teeny tiny little schlots sticking out. The hardest part of all of this is going to get those little nubbits inside of the head out. Keep going, keep trying until we have a bald-headed son of a bitch. And you see the gaping anus hole on the top of his head, and then you know he is ready for action. Look in his hole and see your future! Now we gotta paint the scalp. I'm just gonna use a basic bitch styrofoam plate that I don't give a shit about and will be okay throwing away later. I'm gonna mix 50% water with 50% surface primer, and then do a shit ton of layers of that. Next, I'm gonna mix 50% water and 50% acrylic paint, and then do a shit ton of layers of that. Finally, I'm gonna mix 50% water with 50% matte varnish, and then guess what? Yep, shit ton of layers of that too. There is a method to the madness. Small, teeny tiny, itty bitty, thin little diluted down layers are going to make us be able to see those little hole plugs in the head afterward, so it's pretty damn important. The surface primer and the varnish I actually got from a local hobby store. I had to fight my way through some sweaty nerds to get it, but I came out victorious. And the acrylic paint is just the poor people shit you can get at Walmart. I had to fight off some white trash hose to get it, and I also came out alive that time too. As soon as it's reroot time, I'm gonna bust out the reroot tool, which is basically a pronged needle thing with a long prong and a short prong. I'm gonna use some hairs. It's dark blue and soft and silky and really fun to molest in between my fingertips, and then I pick it up on the tool and jam it into each hole. Make that hair your bitch. And then just do all of that over and over and over and over again like any other basic reroot video you've seen on this platform by now probably a million times. For best results, I'm going to do the perimeter first, build a wall around this moon kingdom to keep the moon Mexicans out, and then move on to the part line.
And now I'ma fill it the rest of the way until there's a full head of hair.
And then it's time for glue. This glue is just boring and generic tacky glue, and I literally just paid chump change for it. And now I'm gonna stick the nozzle in the neck hole and blow a load.
Yeah, right there, senpai.
Oh, I promise you, this is all 100% necessary. Because if you didn't make it look like the end of a cream pie video, then you did something wrong. You, totally would have brought dishonor on your senpai. I used the ever so popular boil wash method to train the hair to go the direction that I want it to and lay nice and flat. I wrapped a little hair tie around it beforehand, and I cut it all off camera just because it's easier that way. Now that I'm done fucking around with the hair, I'm gonna work on the clothes. I'm just gonna use the regular shirt that Demande came with. I'm gonna cut the cape off, and then I'm going to use the cheapest possible bag of shit dye I could find at the Joann Fabric, and I'm going to make it blue. I've used this dye before, and it actually works really well for something so affordable. However, I'm going to tweak the formula a little bit because I want this blue to be extra deep and extra dark and extra midnighty. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use half the water the packaging instructions call for, and then see how it turns out. And in the end, it actually worked pretty well, just as I expected. However, it is a little bit crusty, so I'll just have to remember that for next time. This paintbrush is
Itsy bitsy teeny weeny.
so I completely removed his chola eyebrows to draw them on and make them look a lot more vulnerable. Now I've got some really cheap cylindrical glass beads, and I'm going to paint them with some metallic alcohol ink. If you really want your creation to shine bright like a diamond, you gotta go for alcohol ink over acrylic paint, because this stuff is truly metallic, truly reflective, in your face, bam, factor. These metallic alcohol inks I also got at a local hobby store. I've got metallic robot jizz staining on my fingertips. Now I've got a white watercolor pencil. I'm gonna map out the design, and I'm gonna paste those sons of bitches in their place. Oh yeah, so I'm gonna be painting the hands also and make some gloves. Similar method to the way I did the top of the head. But then instead of sealing it off with a typical sealant, I'm gonna actually use a really high glossy Mod Podge.
Oh, it's so sticky.
It's gonna make it look like an actual glove. For the shoes, however, I actually am gonna be using acrylic paint. Yay! I've got some more watered down base primer from the beginning, and then I've got just a regular pearlescent white that I'm putting over the top of that. And lots and lots and lots of teeny tiny thin little layers. That pearl finish is way flashy compared to the original design, but you know what? He's royalty. He needs the rest of those people to know that he is better than them. Because he's a prince, goddammit. And after all of that is finally done, then I'm gonna reassemble him and pose him with the rest of his Black Moon posse. They're off to do some bad guy shit together. And yes, Saphir is the blue one, so you don't need to ask, unless you want to look like a dumbass. Good night, everybody!